The woke liberal weirdos in Ireland and the US are oblivious to the crime that's coming to this country and oblivious to actually prosecuting people that commit heinous crimes. This video explains all. We have Kid Rock, who's a legend, talking about how Democrats are idiots. Basically, the Democrats in this country, I would say the Democrats in Ireland are Sinn Féin, People Before Profit, just left-wing losers, okay, that know nothing about how to run a country. So let's listen to crime in the US.
Okay, Democrats, let's face it, they do not care about crime. In fact, it's all a big joke to them.
This is J.B. Pritzker reporting from war-torn Chicago. As you can see, there's utter mayhem and chaos on the ground. It's quite disturbing. The Milwaukee Brewers have come in to attack our Chicago Cubs. We've seen people being forced to eat hot dogs with ketchup on them. And our deep dish pizza, well, has gone shallow.
So that's Jimmy Kimmel Live. They're mocking Chicago. Now, I don't know much about the US in terms of crime. I know two places, Chicago and Detroit, are two horrendous places that you'd never go to. They actually called Chicago, because listen to rap music back in the day, they call Chicago Chirac, like shy and then Iraq, because it's so dangerous. Chicago is like a war zone. They have 100,000 gang members, and it's good that Donald Trump is sending in the military to basically take care of them, because it's a hellhole. And I don't even know anything about the US, like, crime-wise.
It's a challenge to survive here in the city of Chicago, but there's no hellscape that I'd rather be in.
5 people were killed, 25 hurt in Chicago shootings just last weekend. Child was found shot to death at a park on the south side on Wednesday, but that's how the governor's reacting.
Like, that's the same in Ireland, lads. When some, like, guy gets shot, stabbed, or chopped up to pieces, or flipping set on fire, the Irish government are like, oh, no big deal, it's grand, it's fine. Like, you know, they don't care, guys. They don't punish people hard. It's like almost a joke to them, you know?
Nothing screams out of touch like a Democrat mocking his own constituents and the conditions they're living in. During that same show, Jimmy Kimmel tried to claim that Antifa is something that conservatives just made up.
There's no Antifa. This is an entirely imaginary organization. There is not an Antifa. This is no different than if they announced they rounded up a dozen Decepticons. We've captured the Chupacabra, everyone.
How do people watch Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel isn't even funny. I understand Conan O'Brien, these other people, really funny people. Jimmy Kimmel's not funny, guys. He's whack. He's terrible.
Here with me, rock legend, Kid Rock. Hey, Bobby, great to see you. Now, I know you're from Detroit, of course, which at one point was at the epicenter of the crime epidemic, but what's...
See, I don't know anything about America because I listen to Eminem. He talks about the crime in Detroit. They talk about... I've listened to some other rappers. They talk about crime in Chicago. I think that's the only 2 areas in the US that have major crime. I could be wrong. I don't even know. Guys. But those 2 areas are pretty bad, right?
You're thinking when you see Pritzker and others on the left who are just dismissing this issue that real people have to live with day in and day out?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is idiots. Straight up idiots. I mean, I don't think there's actually anything that President Trump could do that these people, when he said it, you know, in that speech that he had, I don't know, it was like a State of the Union or something, where he's like, he could save one of these people's mother from a burning building, and they could care less. They wouldn't give him credit. I mean, it's asinine to think that we can't come together on some certain things. And you know what really strikes me about this, speaking of Chicago, is like, who's he really trying to help out here? Black people. The south side of Chicago, predominantly black. These are where these murders and shootings are taking place. The majority of them. They're not out in the suburbs or somewhere. And he wants to help these people. And God forbid we're still all, you know, Nazi racists or whatever their narrative of the day is. It's asinine. It's completely just... It's some words that I'd rather not repeat on the air right now.
Well, they're constantly mocking the things that are, you know, sacred, important to many Americans. So things that you sing about, you've spoken about, faith, family, love of country, important to your fans. So have you noticed any type of shift with young people on this front? I know you interact with so many young people on a daily basis, especially when you're touring. Have you seen any changes?
I mean, clearly, since Charlie Kirk lost his life, was assassinated, you've seen a huge shift. We all have. It's undeniable. It's both bittersweet. It's terrible that something like this had to happen to really bring everyone back to their faith, and even someone like myself who's always been very spiritual, but you know, it's even more so in the last several weeks. It's just when I find myself writing those songs, and I've been writing a gospel album for the last year, working on a gospel album, so it's not really anything new, but it's, yes, I have a lot of faith and hope in the younger generation, but...
Yeah, and that's true. I read a story before, it said Gen Z are the most based generation ever, apart from like the boomers, because now millennials, like my generation, I'm 30, millennials are all just flipping liberal cocks. It's ridiculous, right? But now the Gen Z are coming back. They're bringing it back, guys.
Seems these other people, like, you know, the more that we say we love our families, we love God, we love our country, these people on the far left hate it more.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the rationale of hatred for someone that loves something.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Very
they
true.
make fun of Lee Greenwood or patriotic music or traditions like that. They think they're hokey and stupid, and because they all think America's awful, rotten, and racist, so they don't think there's anything to celebrate. But speaking of music,
that's pretty easy. You know what's stupid? You know what's stupid is people who think they're cooler than art thou, that worry about their outfit every day, like, you know, some of these rock singers that live here in Nashville, I won't say any names, or these, you know, chicks running around in their campuses with blue hair and, you know, their 5 nose rings.
Speaking of music, though, I heard that you were just added
5 nose rings. Yeah, you can really see a woke liberal Democrat, let's say, or a woke liberal, let's say, Sinn Féin person. What would you call someone here, like a a woke people before profit or social democrat? They got the nose ring, they got the hair blue, they got the hair with the blue hair on, and, you know, they're not taking care of themselves, let's just say. Lastly, I just want to talk about Donald Trump not winning the Nobel Peace Prize, which he 100% should have won. He cured like 8 different wars, and one of them was the Cambodian versus Thailand war. Thailand was encroaching on Cambodia, and they had a big kind of fight. You know, Thailand, I think, killed a few soldiers. They sent rockets over, and they sent, airplanes to bomb Cambodia. Cambodia sent rockets over, and there was a bit of fighting on the border right there. And then Donald Trump said, hey, stop the war. So it only lasted a few days, couple of weeks. And he cured that war pretty quick. So quick that the Cambodian monks who broke their silence, they never speak ever, ever. 800 Cambodian monks came out with pictures of Donald Trump saying, thank you, Trump. Thank you for stopping the war. Thank you for stopping this. This is awful that it's happening. You know, he stopped that war specifically. I made videos about it. They went mega viral. It was crazy stuff. So much love to all the Cambodians as well. But not only that, a massive news story came out from Maria Corina Machado, who is a Venezuelan super left-wing, super liberal woman who actually won the Nobel Peace Prize. She said that Donald Trump should have won it instead of her. Let's listen to this, guys. It says, the recognition of the struggle of all our Venezuelans is a boost to conclude our task to conquer freedom. We are on the threshold of victory, and today more than ever we count on Donald Trump, the people of the United States, and the people of Latin America, and the democratic nations of the world as our principal allies to achieve freedom and democracy. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. So he helped with that war as well in Venezuela, the regime, I think. He also helped with the biggest one ever, Gaza, the Palestinians versus versus Israel. So he cured that as well. Donald Trump has cured countless wars, but they will refuse to give him the Nobel Peace Prize. It's unbelievable. So she donated her Nobel Peace Prize to Donald Trump, and she's a mega lefty. How crazy is that? I love you all. Let me know your thoughts. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video so I can support you, push back against the mainstream media and the Irish woke government. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.